He's never fought us. Not us united.
Oh! I can so see that. That's it. Hey guys, welcome to Comics League. I'm Jared, and today we're talking about Donny Cates's acclaimed run on Venom. Now, okay, I've always been a big Spider-Man fan, and one of the members of Spider-Man's Rogues Galleries that always interested me specifically was Venom, because I like the black suit. I think it looks dope. And I like the whole idea about how I like Eddie's backstory. And I said this when I was collabing with Max about the most masculine superheroes. It is Eddie Brock, particularly because of this run. Because in this run, they take Eddie Brock / Venom from villain to anti-hero really well. Because they give him a son that he then has to raise, despite the fact that trouble seems to follow Eddie wherever the hell he goes. As in the case of when Knull, the symbiote god, shows up. First off, fantastic expansion of symbiote lore, like really top tier. And by the way, the art by Ryan Stegman is like, it's befitting Venom. I'm going to try to hold the omnibus up so you guys can see. I mean, look at that. Isn't that cool? So, because this whole run is culminating in an event called King in Black. And you've heard me complain about it if you guys have watched Under Two Capes or any of the live streams a lot, because the problem with King in Black is that Marvel tied every single Marvel book into it, including those that had no business talking about Venom or the King in Black. Despite the fantastic event, I like to have the most fantastic image, which I'll try and put up, of Venom with the... So what happens is... Knull invades, he kicks everyone's ass. Then Eddie gets the powers, gets the Omega Force. I believe it's called the Omega Force, which he has him manifest like he's in the Venom suit. He calls Mjolnir. He calls Thor's hammer and the Silver Surfer's board, smashes them together into a giant axe, and he tears apart Knull. Like, he's basically Superman from the Snyder Cut going not impressed. Like, he freaking annihilates Knull, and it is so cool. And then he becomes the King in Black, and then has space adventures. On top of this, also, you also have a comic book event for Venom previous to this, where he goes to another world that's been taken over by his son. In other words, the Earth, whatever, version of Dylan, his son, takes over the world, because the idea is that he is called Codex, which is essentially like, I guess, like Knull's lieutenant. Although again, the kid's good. He doesn't know this and stuff. I mean, he also has powers too. But the Codex takes over him, and then he takes over the world. Like, you have the Avengers, who are symbiotized, and it's basically like Injustice. It's really cool. Like, really killer. Then in Venom Rex, the first arc, Venom like absorbs a bunch of like guns and missile launchers, and just basically becomes Punisher Venom, but without the Venom logo, but without the Punisher logo. It just gets so dope. In other words, here's how I like to define Donny Cates's Venom run. It's basically like when you and your friends were like hanging out at the lunch table, reading comic books and going, wouldn't it be cool if they did this? Wouldn't it be cool if he did this? That's pretty much what this is, because Cates and Stegman just went, wouldn't it be cool if Venom combined Mjolnir, the Silver Surfer's board, into a giant axe? Yes, it would be cool, and it was cool. And the other thing, which is why I encourage people to get the omnibus if they can, is the omnibus has a very special introduction by Cates, where he basically outlines all the major life events that have come across his life because of Venom. His friendships, his wife, like somehow they were all tangentially linked to Venom. And again, Venom was one of his favorite Marvel characters. And honestly, Venom is currently my favorite Marvel character, just because I like that redemption arc where he goes into a Venom. I mean, he becomes a hero and actually becomes buddies with Spider-Man. Imagine that. He becomes best friends with Spider-Man. That's something you don't see every day. And it's really cool, like the fact that the symbiotes weren't. Spider-Man did not bring the first symbiote to Earth. Actually, what happens is that symbiotes were already on Earth, and Nick Fury, of course, had turned human soldiers into super soldiers by putting Venom suits on them, and then it went crazy, surprising no one, and he ended up having to get Wolverine to go into the Vietnam jungle during the Vietnam War and wipe him out. But it's just so cool. It's honestly, again, if you have not been a fan of Venom in the past, read this run. You don't have to read anything else. They either explain it or they treat you like this is the first time Venom has appeared in Marvel Comics. Read this. This will make you a fan of Venom. I am the example of this. After reading this run, I got like Lethal Protector, The Birth of Venom. I'm basically becoming a Venom fanatic. I need a hot toy for Venom. I definitely do. A hot toy or statue or action figure. One of those two. I'm going, and that's because I freaking love Venom. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this one. That's about all I can say about Donny Cates' Venom. Drop in the comments if you read it, your favorite event, your favorite storyline from it, your favorite character, how you think Donny Cates improved Venom. Donny Cates is one of the few comics writers that is consistently good, except for maybe Hulk, which is like, okay, that's one of the runs that people like, but still, like his Thor run is dope. Thanos, Guardians, this, like, he's one of the writers that if I see a crossover too, we covered crossover. He's one of the writers that if I see something by Donny Cates, he's like the Jeff Johns of Marvel, meaning I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up eventually because he's one of those writers I just inherently trust because I've had nothing but good experiences reading his books. But again, that's a discussion for a great live stream too. So that's my analysis of Donny Cates' Venom run. Again, absolutely killer run. And Donny, if you're watching this, and Ryan and everyone, good job. Stay heroic, everyone, and I will see you in the next comic book discussion.